Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Imagine if just becoming 1% better every single day could actually lead to results 37 times greater by the end of a year.
Wow.
Sounds almost like magic, doesn't it? But what if the real magic isn't some, grand sudden transformation?
Mm,
What if it's in the silent compounding power of tiny habits?
right.
So today we're diving deep into your sources to uncover how these small, often invisible changes can, well, radically reshape your life.
Yeah, and these aren't just theories.
No, not at all. We've seen this play out in, frankly, remarkable ways.
Yeah.
There's that story of the athlete overcoming a really life-altering injury.
The baseball bat incident.
That's the one. A baseball bat to the face
Mm,
led to a coma, memory loss, just completely reshaping his life, all through these tiny, consistent actions.
incredible recovery.
And then you have the almost unbelievable success of the British cycling team, Team GB.
Oh yeah, the marginal gains.
Exactly, achieving this unprecedented dominance just by focusing on the aggregation of marginal gains.
Going from basically nothing for a century.
Right. No Tour de France winners for 100 years, then suddenly, boom, 9 Olympic golds, 7 world records. It's wild.
And these aren't just feel-good stories, as you said.
No, our sources frame them as blueprints for how change actually happens.
And what's really fascinating here, maybe a bit counterintuitive, is how your sources kind of redefine success itself.
Oh, so.
Well, they reveal that often the biggest block isn't a lack of, desire or talent.
Right.
It's a flawed system.
Flawed system. Okay.
Yeah, so if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really about shifting focus, moving away from those big, lofty, maybe elusive goals
Mm-hmm.
and onto the subtle but really powerful systems that, well, they run our daily lives.
Okay.
So you're going to discover how your environment kind of subtly dictates your choices, why your social circle is way more influential than you probably think,
Interesting.
and the profound impact of even just 2 minutes of consistent effort. Yeah. This deep dive, it should offer you a shortcut, really, to understanding the mechanics of change. Not just for what you do,
But for who you become.
exactly, for who you become.
So get ready for maybe some aha moments as we explore these 4 simple laws that apparently govern all behavior change
Mhm.
and how, by understanding them, you can build habits that work for you almost like on autopilot.
That's the goal.
Yeah, we're talking about turning good intentions into automatic actions, leveraging your inherent desire for satisfaction, and even making the hard thing surprisingly easy.
It sounds good.
You should come away with a clear roadmap for, let's say, intentional living, drawn directly from the insights you've shared with us.
Looking forward to it.
So, building on that idea of tiny changes,
Yeah.
it's so easy to underestimate their power, isn't it?
Absolutely. We look for the big bang.
Right. But that 1% improvement each day, as the sources point out, it genuinely compounds, 37 times better over a year.
It's kind of mind-boggling when you put it like that.
It is. It's like the path of an airplane analogy they used. A tiny 3.5-degree adjustment leaving Los Angeles
Mhm.
can land you in Washington, D.C. instead of New York.
Wow, that's small a change.
Yeah. In the moment, you wouldn't even notice it. But over time, hundreds of miles of difference.
So it really shows that success isn't about these, huge transformations.
No, it's the product of daily habits. Small things done consistently.
And this leads us right into what the sources call the plateau of latent potential.
Okay, the plateau of latent potential and the valley of disappointment.
Exactly. That period where you're putting in the work, right? Day after day, week after week.
And seeing nothing.
Precisely. No visible results. It's like those geological plates building up pressure for years before, bam, the earthquake hits.
So it feels like your efforts are wasted.
It totally feels like that. But
Yeah.
they're absolutely not. You're building this unseen foundation for, future breakthroughs.
Okay.
There's that great quote the San Antonio Spurs had in their locker room
Yeah.
from Jacob Riis.
Oh, the stonecutter one?
Yeah. When nothing seems to help, I go and look at a stonecutter hammering away at his rock perhaps 100 times without an apparent crack.
Yet at the 101st blow, it will split in two.
And I know it was not that last blow that did it, but all that had gone before.
Ah, that perfectly illustrates it. The value only shows up later.
It's about having faith in the process, even when you can't see the immediate reward.
That visual of the stonecutter, it really hammers home that unseen work. So it makes me wonder then, how do we stay motivated through that plateau if we're not seeing results right away?
Yeah, good question.
Does focusing on goals actually get in the way here?
That's precisely where the sources make a really crucial distinction. It's about shifting from goals to systems.
Goals versus systems.
Yeah, most of us are taught to be goal-oriented, right?
Yeah.
Win the championship, lose the weight, get the promotion.
Standard stuff.
But the fascinating insight here is that goals are about the results you want. Systems are about the processes that lead to those results.
Okay, the how.
Exactly. And the intriguing question posed is, if you completely ignored your goal and just focused only on the daily practice, the system, would you still succeed?
And the answer is?
Surprisingly, yes. The
Wow.
system is what delivers.
That is counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Because it suggests that chasing the goal itself can sometimes sabotage you.
It absolutely can. The sources highlight three critical ways a goals-first mentality can actually work against you.
Okay, what are they?
Well, firstly, winners and losers often share the exact same goals.
Right. Every Olympian wants gold.
Exactly. But only a few get it. It's their system, their daily routine, that truly sets them apart, not just the desire for the goal.
Okay, that makes sense. What's second?
Secondly, if you tie your happiness only to reaching the next milestone, you're basically setting yourself up for this cycle of constantly delaying satisfaction.
The I'll be happy when trap.
Precisely. But a systems-first mentality means you can find satisfaction whatever your system is running. You actually get to enjoy the journey itself.
That sounds healthier. And the third way?
And thirdly, focusing only on goals can lead to a kind of yo-yo effect.
Like with dieting.
Or think about runners. They train intensely for a marathon, cross the finish line, and then stop training. Why? Because their motivation was tied only to that finish line.
Right, the goal was achieved.
But systems are about ongoing progress. There's no single destination. The point isn't just to finish the race. It's to, well, keep playing the game.
That makes so much sense. And it brings us to a really, really deep insight from your sources. The 3 layers of behavior change.
Yes, the onion model.
Yeah. Most people try to change at the surface level, the outcome, like lose weight, win something. Others might focus a bit deeper on the process level, a new gym routine, tidying the desk.
Changing habits.
Right. But the most effective way, the sources argue, is to change at the deepest level.
Yep.
Your identity.
Who you believe you are.
Exactly. Focusing on who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. That's a profound shift, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Because when you shift from, say, I want to get fit to I am a fit person, it's a fundamental internal change. And that drives the external actions.
Okay.
The sources give a great example. Brian Clark, an entrepreneur who used to bite his nails.
Common problem.
Totally. He tried willpower, didn't work.
Yeah.
What finally worked? He paid for a professional manicure.
A manicure. How did that help?
Because he started thinking, I'm the kind of person who gets manicures. He felt pride in his nails. That identity shift made him stop biting them permanently.
Wow. So every action is like a vote.
Literally. A vote for the type of person you wish to become. The more votes you cast for a particular identity, the stronger that identity gets ingrained.
So the goal isn't just, say, to read a book.
It's to become a reader.
Or not just play an instrument.
But to become a musician.
Yeah.
It's about constantly editing and expanding your self-image.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we build these systems, these identities, and make them stick? More than just good intentions. Your sources lay out this simple 4-step feedback loop that governs all habits. Cue, craving, response, and reward.
The basic habit loop. We all run on it.
Yeah, we know this loop. But what's
Yeah.
truly transformative and what the sources really illuminate is how we can intentionally engineer each part of that loop using what they call the 4 laws of behavior change.
Exactly. And from this fundamental loop, we derive these 4 really powerful practical laws. To build good habits, you simply make them. 1, obvious.
Addressing the cue.
2,
Attractive.
addressing the craving.
3, easy.
Addressing the response.
And 4, satisfying.
Addressing the reward.
Yeah. And conversely, if you want to break a bad habit, you just flip them. Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying.
It sounds beautifully simple.
It is, and yet incredibly powerful. It applies to literally any behavior you can think of.
Okay, let's start with the first one. Make it obvious.
Yeah.
Our environment. It's like a silent dictator of our choices, isn't it?
Totally shapes us, often unconsciously. I mean, just think about your own home. The sources give this fantastic example from Anne Thorndike's study at Mass General Hospital.
The cafeteria one.
Yeah, just by rearranging the drinks in the cafeteria, putting bottled water right there, front and center, instead of just sodas.
What happened?
Water sales jumped by over 25%, and soda sales dropped by over 11%.
And they didn't say anything to anyone.
Not a word. No signs, no lectures about healthy choices. It just shows people often choose things not for what they are, but for where they are.
Visibility is key.
Totally. If your kitchen counter is always piled high with donuts, guess what you're going to grab?
Yeah, that's right there. And this connects to a principle from psychologist Kurt Lewin, BFEPE.
Behavior is a function of the person and their environment.
Exactly. You see this powerfully in things like the Japanese subway system's pointing and calling method.
Pointing and calling.
Yeah, train operators physically point to signals and call out what they're doing. Signal is green, like that. It forces conscious awareness, made things obvious. And guess what? It reduced errors by 85% and accidents by 30%.
Wow. Just from making the cue obvious.
So to make good habits obvious for yourself, you can use strategies like habit stacking. Pairing a new habit you want to form with one you already do. Like, after I pour my morning coffee existing habit, I will meditate for 1 minute new habit.
Ah, linking them together.
Exactly. And also, consider the idea of one space, one use.
Like, don't work in bed.
Perfect example. If you designate a specific space only for a specific activity, like your bedroom only for sleep, it makes it easier to fall asleep there. The environment cues the behavior.
Okay. And conversely, to break bad habits.
Make their cues invisible. If you don't want to waste time on video games, unplug the console, put it away in a cupboard.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Pretty much. Reduce the exposure to the cue.
Okay, that's making it obvious. The second law. Make it attractive. This seems to tap into our cravings and dopamine, right?
Oh, absolutely. Dopamine is huge here. But interestingly, our brain releases dopamine not just when we get the reward.
But when we anticipate it.
Exactly. It's the anticipation that really drives the motivation, the craving. Think about how modern food companies engineer their products. They create these supernormal stimuli.
Like those perfectly crunchy chips.
Yes, or pizza with that, dynamic contrast. Crispy crust, gooey cheese, spicy toppings. They hit what food scientists call the bliss point.
Making us crave it and eat more than we probably need.
Precisely. It's our ancient brain wiring, seeking immediate rewards, operating in a world full of engineered temptations.
So how do we use this for good habits? Make them attractive?
Well, one powerful technique is called temptation bundling.
Temptation bundling.
It means pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do.
Ah, like saving dessert for after you eat your vegetables.
Sort of, but maybe more strategic. Remember Ronan Byrne, the engineering student?
The Netflix bike guy.
That's him. Loved Netflix, knew he needed to exercise, so what did he do? He literally hacked his stationary bike.
To only play Netflix if he was cycling.
At a certain speed, yeah.
Yeah.
He bundled the temptation, Netflix, with the necessary habit, exercise. Made exercise attractive.
That's brilliant.
And this is also why our social environment is so incredibly powerful. We naturally tend to imitate the habits of three groups.
Who are they?
The closest family and friends. The many our tribe, the culture. And the powerful, those we admire or see as high status.
Okay.
Think about the Polgar sisters, the chess prodigies.
Right. All became grandmasters.
How their father deliberately created an environment where playing chess was normal, celebrated, rewarded. They imitated what was around them.
We soak up the norms of our groups.
We absolutely do. It's like those classic Asch conformity experiments where people would literally agree with an obviously wrong answer just to fit in with the group.
Peer pressure is real.
It is. So if you want to make a habit attractive, join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. It becomes much easier to adopt.
Okay, makes sense. Law number 3, make it easy. This sounds like tapping into our natural laziness.
Or maybe efficiency. It's the law of least effort. Humans naturally gravitate towards the option that requires the least amount of work.
We conserve energy.
Exactly. So this isn't about being lazy. It's about designing your life so that the right thing becomes the path of least resistance.
Okay. How?
Well, think about Twyla Tharp, the famous dancer. Her morning ritual to start her workout was incredibly simple.
What was it?
Just stepping outside, hailing a taxi, and telling the driver the gym's address. That's it.
That tiny action.
That tiny, easy action set the whole 2-hour workout in motion. These are what the sources call decisive moments.
Small choices that funnel you down a path.
Right. Either a productive path or an unproductive one. It's all about removing friction, making it easy to get started. So every small step becomes another vote for the person you're becoming.
Almost without thinking about it.
Almost effortlessly. Yeah, it's about overcoming that initial inertia, that resistance to starting.
So what's the key practical tip here?
The big one is the 2-minute rule.
The The 2-minute rule. Okay.
When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do.
Less than 2 minutes. That seems too easy.
That's the point. If you want to run a marathon, your starting habit isn't run 3 miles. It's put on my running shoes. Takes less than 2 minutes.
Just the very first step.
If you want to study for an exam, it's open my notebook, read 1 page, meditate for 1 minute, do 1 push-up. The goal is to make starting the habit incredibly easy, almost automatic.
Master the art of showing up.
Exactly. You build momentum from there. The Japanese manufacturing industry mastered this by eliminating waste, friction, unnecessary steps in their process.
Making everything easier.
Yeah, which dramatically increased efficiency and quality. We could apply that same thinking to our habits.
And this is also where commitment devices come in.
Absolutely. These are choices you make now to lock in your future behavior. Basically, making bad habits difficult or impossible.
Like what?
Well, the sources mention John Henry Patterson, founder of NCR. He had a problem with employee theft from cash drawers.
Okay.
His solution: he installed James Ritty's new invention, the incorruptible cashier, basically the first cash register.
It locked the money away.
And rang a bell every time it opened. It made stealing much, much harder. It automated honesty, in a way.
Made the bad habit difficult.
Got it.
Got it. Okay, final law. Make it satisfying. This seems crucial for making habits stick long-term.
It really is. Because our brains are wired to repeat behaviors that feel good, that provide a reward.
And the reward needs to be immediate.
Ideally, yes. The sources use this powerful example from Karachi, Pakistan. They were trying to increase hand-washing rates to reduce disease.
A tough habit to instill sometimes.
Very. But what worked? They introduced Guard Saf soap.
What was special about it?
It wasn't just functional. It provided a really pleasant scent and a rich, satisfying lather. It felt good to use.
Immediate sensory feedback.
Exactly. And that immediate satisfaction dramatically increased hand-washing rates, significantly reducing diarrhea, pneumonia, skin infections in kids. The feeling reinforced the habit.
Okay, but the challenge for many important habits, like saving money or learning a skill, is that the reward is often delayed, right?
That's the core problem. The sources call it time inconsistency. We live in what they term a delayed return environment. We work now for rewards much later.
But our brains evolved in an immediate return environment.
Right. Our ancestors were focused on immediate survival, finding food, avoiding predators. That wiring still prioritizes immediate gratification.
So we struggle with delayed rewards. How do we bridge that gap?
We need to add some kind of immediate satisfaction to our good long-term habits.
How?
One great way is habit tracking.
Like marking an X on a calendar.
Exactly. Or moving a paperclip from one jar to another, like Trent Dursmith did to track his sales calls. You end up making millions.
Why does that work? It seems so simple.
Because it provides immediate visual proof of your progress. That check mark, that growing chain of X's moving that paperclip, it's a small, instant reward. It feels good. It reinforces the behavior right away.
Like Jerry Seinfeld and his don't break the chain method for writing jokes daily.
Precisely. The focus isn't on writing a great joke every day, just on putting that X on the calendar. Not breaking the chain becomes the immediate reward.
And what if you do miss a day? Life happens.
The critical rule the sources emphasize is never miss twice.
Never miss twice.
Yeah. Missing once is an accident, an anomaly. Missing twice.
Oh.
That's the start of a new unwanted habit, so get back on track immediately the next day.
Okay. Any other ways to make habits satisfying?
Another really powerful tool is using an accountability partner or a habit contract.
Making yourself accountable to someone else.
Yeah. There's the example of Brian Harris who wanted to lose weight. He literally signed a contract with his wife and his coach.
What did the contract say?
It detailed specific daily actions, tracking food, weighing himself, exercising. And crucially, it specified immediate penalties if he failed.
Penalties? Like what?
Things like having to dress up in formal clothes every single day, including weekends, for the next week if he missed a workout. Or paying his coach hundreds of dollars if he didn't track his food.
Ouch. That sounds painful.
Exactly. The immediate social pain or financial pain of failure becomes a very tangible consequence. It makes sticking to the good habit much more satisfying than facing the penalty, makes the bad habit, skipping the workout, immediately unsatisfying.
So, okay, After this whole deep dive, what does this all really mean for you, the listener?
Yeah, let's bring it together.
It seems pretty clear that the path to, well, profound change isn't about these massive overnight transformations, right? Or some heroic act of willpower.
Definitely not.
It's more about recognizing that habits are like the compound interest of self-improvement,
That's a great way to put it.
just like putting money in a savings account. Small, consistent deposits of effort, even if they seem totally insignificant in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
they accumulate into this astonishing wealth over time. Personal wealth, skill wealth, health wealth.
Which raises a really important question, I think. Are you focusing too much on the destination, or are you appreciating the journey itself?
The goal versus the system again.
Exactly. The sources hammer this home.
Yeah.
Focusing on the system, not just the goal, is absolutely key.
Mhm.
Remember that plateau of latent potential?
Yeah, where nothing seems to be happening.
Right, that period where you're putting in the work, seeing no visible results, like those geological plates building pressure before the quake.
Mm-hmm.
Your efforts aren't wasted then. They're building that unseen foundation for the breakthroughs to come.
So the goal isn't just to cross the finish line.
No, it's maybe to fall in love with the process that gets you there, to consistently put in those votes day after day for the person you ultimately want to become.
So whether it's, making your desired actions obvious, like rearranging your kitchen to put healthy snacks right out front,
Simple but effective.
or making them attractive by pairing, say, a chore you dislike with a treat you enjoy, like the Netflix and bike strategy,
Contation bundling.
or making them easy by following that 2-minute rule, just putting on your running shoes.
Lowering the barrier to entry.
Or making them satisfying through immediate rewards like habit tracking or getting an accountability partner. These principles really empower you.
To give you the tools.
Yeah, it's about designing your life, your environment, even shaping your identity so that good habits just become, well, inevitable, and bad ones become almost impossible.
And one more thing to remember.
Yeah.
Your genetics.
Yeah.
They don't dictate your destiny, right?
Yeah.
But they do kind of shape your fields of opportunity.
What do you mean?
Like Michael Phelps having the ideal swimmer's body versus Hicham Garouge having the perfect runner's build. The secret to maximizing your success often lies in choosing the right game to play in the first place.
Aligning your habits with your natural inclinations.
Exactly. Aligning them with your personality, your strengths. It's not about fighting your nature,
Yeah.
but understanding it and, using it to your advantage.
You play to your strengths.
Right. And the Goldilocks rule comes in here too. Find tasks that are just manageable.
Not too hard, not too easy.
Precisely. Challenging enough to keep you engaged, but not so difficult that you get overwhelmed and quit. That balance is key for maintaining motivation, especially when things inevitably get boring.
Because boredom is a bigger threat than failure sometimes.
Often, yeah. Sticking with it when it's no longer novel or exciting, that's the real challenge. Ultimately, I think the profound message from all these sources is this. The true work of self-improvement, it's never really finished.
It's ongoing.
It's a continuous process. Reflection, adjustment, tweaking the system, and just committing to being that little bit better, just 1% better, every single day.